Hey guys, Cam Wild Touring. I'm taking you with me this episode, picking up the new Land Cruiser. But before that, I just wanted to remind you that every week we're giving away gear that we use right up into the new year. This week I've got 2 sets of automatic tyre deflators from iCheck. I love these things. You'll see me use them on pretty much every trip. Well, actually, on every trip. Anyway, 2 sets to give away. If you want to go into the running, all you've got to do is make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Look out for the code word somewhere in this video. Drop that code word in the comment section below, and I'll pick 2 of you at random to send these out to you. All right, cheers guys, let's get to it. Picking up the Cruiser. Such a good day. Righto. We've just picked up the new Cruiser. Oh, reverse camera.
Oh wow.
I didn't think we'd get one.
I think every new car gets a reverse camera.
We've just picked up the new Land Cruiser. It's a GX300. You'll have to excuse me, I've lost my voice. We
had the full drive show over the weekend, so it was 3 days straight of talking for 12 hours.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I know, no, I've lost my voice. You only did 2 days though. Anyway, we've picked up the new car, and oh my God.
Oh my God, you nearly crashed it too.
And I've nearly crashed it. Woo! She got, whoa.
Jesus.
Yeah, she's got some power. Yeah, so we've just been to Newtown Toyota. I picked up the new GX300. We're very excited. Lots of people said you'll be waiting 18 months, 2 years or more. It took pretty much 6 months to the day, didn't it? Yep. Very close.
Yeah, pretty much exactly.
Yeah.
We ordered in March and we're in November now.
Yeah. We did end up paying a smidge more than we expected, and that was because they pushed a price rise while we were waiting. But at the same time, the government also increased the luxury car tax bracket. All in all, we paid probably an extra $1,500.
Yeah, so we paid, was it 99 in the end, or it might have been a smidge over?
101, I think.
Yeah.
We were expecting around 99, ended up being 101.
And then this is the GX as well. And with the wait times, we did hear it's so dependent on who you order through, so which dealer you go through, what colour you buy.
Yeah.
Which model you get. So yeah. I think for the higher spec models, there is a little bit of a longer wait time.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely worth shopping around at different dealers if you do need it sooner rather than later. And I must admit, they were so awesome to deal with, Newtown Toyota.
Yeah, they were great.
Like, really, really good.
Yeah. Anyway, we're thrilled with the car. It was funny getting the handover from Norbert. Norbert was a champion to deal with. A lot of the spec, even though this is the base spec, is just far beyond what we're used to.
Yeah.
So, you know, like push button start, electric handbrakes, dual climate control.
That is probably the most exciting thing for me.
The
fact that you can have 18 degrees on your side and I can have 23 on my side, because we always fight about the aircon.
Like a lot of people, I think, hey?
And that technology's probably been around for a long time, but it's a first for us.
Yeah. It's quiet, it's spacious, it's comfortable.
It's so quiet.
It's got heaps of power.
We can both put our elbow on the center console. We never used to be able to do that.
It's so weird. It's the funny little things. Like, for instance, I was setting up this GoPro and it was in a backpack on the back seat. And I brought the backpack through and I sat it on the center console, and we were spun out because normally I can't even fit a backpack between the 2 seats in the D-Max.
Yeah.
Just little things, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy.
Yeah, it's sitting up really high, which I'll talk about why in a second. But yeah, the driver's position's wicked. The brakes are wicked. Yeah, we're loving it. It's very nice to drive. Anyway, the reason that we bought a GX and not a higher spec came down to money, really, first of all, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was all we could afford. In fact, it was probably a bit of a stretch for us, really. But the other reasons were the difference between the GX and the higher specs on older models. There was a bigger difference. On this 300 series, yeah, you get vinyl floors, which we'd prefer. You get steel wheels, which I'm not bothered about because I'm going to rip them off and put some aftermarket wheels anyway. You get a little bit less tech, but this has got more tech than we need.
Yeah.
And on the 200 series, you'd get the barn doors if you got the GX. On the 300, there was no real difference in any of that sort of configuration. We've only got 5 seats, which is all we're going to use. It's got a raised air intake that we'll look at potentially sealing or replacing with a snorkel. And it's got more payload. Because it doesn't have all the multimedia stuff in the back of these seats and all the rest of it, we end up getting an extra couple of 100 kilos payload, which we're going to need.
Yeah.
Cloth seats, but we're going to stick seat covers on them.
Yeah, and the vinyl floors, like when we were shopping around for a car, remember we went to a used dealer to look at a used GX?
Yeah.
And it was a little bit beat up inside and I was a little bit disappointed, but brand new, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it comes with like moulded
mats,
floor mats already,
We
which
thought we were going to have
awesome.
to buy aftermarket ones, but we
These
won't.
ones are good.
Even the door trims and the door cards and stuff, yeah, it's vinyl, but it's like a pleather look, like it's got fake stitching or something on it.
It does.
It looks quite nice.
We're easily impressed.
Yeah, we probably are. Look, if you've come from a Sahara 200 or something, you probably think this is the real POV pack, but it's beautiful coming from a D-Max.
Yeah, it's real high up, it's nice.
Yeah, so the reason it's sitting so high up is because we end up doing a pre-registration GVM upgrade through Pedders. We stuck with Pedders because we've been running Pedders for like the last 7 years. They're brilliant to deal with. We deal with Bevan and the crew down at the Cannington store. And yeah, he's wicked to deal with. The service is exceptional. They're very professional, all the rest of it. And we just never had a drama on the
D-Max.
On the D-Max. It just worked really well. We never had to think about it. It just did what it was supposed to do. It sat nice and level. It handled well on and off road, and it was legal, which is extremely important when we're towing caravans and stuff like that. So it went into Pedders Cannington last week, and they've put a 4090 kilo GVM upgrade on it. So it went from 750 kilos of payload to like 1,500 kilos of payload. It's huge. That is just a GVM upgrade. There's no GCM upgrades in WA, so we couldn't do that. What that entailed was springs and shocks all around. We've gone with the Pedders Track Rider foam cell shocks. I'll do a video later explaining the difference between foam cell shocks and nitro shocks or gas shocks, because that's quite interesting. And on the GVM upgrade for these, it also comes with extreme upper control arms, just to fix that factory geometry so you can get some alignment back for wheel alignment and whatnot. So it's nice that they do that. It is a 50mm lift. Ours came up probably a smidge more, but that's because we went the heavier spring rate, because I'm going to stick bull bars on the front, drawers in the back, and it will settle down to that 50mm. Because it lifts the car up so high, the reverse lights are no longer at the height they need to be for ADR approval, so they fit an aftermarket additional reverse light at the right height. And other than that, that's a GVM upgrade.
Yeah, and the reason why you did a pre-rego?
Pre-rego as opposed to post-rego, there's no massive differences. It wouldn't have really mattered if we did it either way. We did it post-rego on the D-Max last time, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And the only real differences is doing it pre-rego on a new car, you save about $500, and that's because it's done before it's registered, so it doesn't have to be inspected
again.
Yeah, again, as like an additional charge. So you save about $500 there. If you're going to do a pre-rego, what you need to be aware of is the fact that
anything that you get done prior to registering your car also attracts the luxury car tax.
If it goes on the bill from Toyota or whoever your vehicle manufacturer or dealer is.
Yeah, so what you need to do is, depending on who your dealer is, chat to them first and ask them whether you can get the bill separately, So look, it's perfectly fine. It's not dodgy or anything like that. Some dealers will want to do it and some won't. If you pay your dealer to do all the work for you and it goes on the final invoice for the car, it'll attract the 30 or 33% luxury car tax, whatever it is. So on a $5,000 install, it's over $1,000 extra. I can't do that quick maths, I'm too fried. So what we did was deal with Pedders direct rather than paying Toyota to do it. Yes.
And that's the way to avoid the luxury car tax. Same goes with bar work. If you're putting ARB bull bars or whatever and you want to do it on a new car, see if you can pay the ARB and stuff direct rather than going through the dealer.
You just have to ask your dealer whether they're happy to do it. So if they are and you do go with the Pedders upgrade, you do save yourself about $500. Yeah.
The other difference between post-rego and pre-rego is pre-rego, like we've done before the car was initially licensed, it's federally acknowledged, federally approved, which means, in layman's terms, if I was to sell the car interstate, or if we were to move interstate and if the car's going to be registered anywhere outside of WA, it doesn't have to be inspected again and mod plated again or anything like that. Post-rego, like we did with the D-Max, if the car's already registered when you fit a GVM upgrade, it's fine to drive it outside of WA. It's legal and compliant everywhere, but if you want to re-register it in another state, it would have to be inspected and mod plated again in that state. And every state has its own little idiosyncrasies.
Obviously, we needed the GVM upgrade because you are gonna put the bull bar, the draw system. Like we need that higher payload.
Yeah, so just briefly, just quickly, like these come factory. This model had the most payload, like 750 kilos. Tiff, me, the kids, the car seats, and the fuel and the tow ball weight of the caravan is going to be pretty much bang on that factory payload before you put a bull bar, drawers, a roof rack, an awning.
Battery system.
Yeah. So yes, they can tow 3.5 tonne from factory on factory suspension, but if you want to modify the car and add any additional weight, you're going to be very close to your limits.
Yep.
So we know that we're going to need it.
Yeah, but we still, of course, are limited to the GCM of the vehicle.
Yeah, the combined mass of car and van doesn't change.
And we will touch more on that later. We're going to, once you've got everything fitted to the car, you're going to weigh it, see what we've got to play with, weigh the van again. So
I think that's the best way to explain it.
Yeah, we'll take you along with us.
Yeah.
And you'll see throughout this build series, like pretty much everything that's going into the car is stuff that we've used before. Like all brands that we've worked with before, and we're doing that because they're brands that we trust.
Yeah.
And we know works well for us. It's not going to be one of those crazy game-changing builds. It's just simple, I don't know, stuff that works for us.
Yeah, and this like real people, like we're not full drive action smashing bog holes, tow haulers and stuff like that. This vehicle needs to be able to run the kids to school and pick up shopping, and I need to be able to chuck a pram in the back and baby seats. And
that's why we'd never buy a truck, because we don't live full time on the road. We live in the suburbs as well. We need to be able to go to the shops, get the kids to school. A truck is not practical for us. This I reckon has been the most awesome decision for us.
Yeah. Oh, we can't wipe the smiles off our faces. We
awesome.
Bloody love it. We're exhausted and I've got no voice, but we're still very excited.
I tell you what, first 20 minutes driving, I do not miss the old car at all.
The arm room is a massive thing. I tell you, I was a little bit nervous about, I think the first time I sat in one of these was a higher spec model, but it's the same essentially. The dash comes out quite far. The transmission tunnel's quite high there. I felt like I was kind of in a cockpit. It was a bit tight, but it's very comfortable. I don't feel like confined. I feel comfortable. I feel gently nestled into my seat. The seats are comfortable. They are cloth. We're going to bang some covers on them.
Yeah, we'll put the covers on probably pretty soon, because we've got the kids coming in soon.
I don't want to get them wrecked.
Yeah.
Chloe's going to be so pumped to see this thing. She's at school.
Yeah, honestly, the space in the back seats, like it's going to be plenty for our kids. They're only young. Yeah. They're both in car seats still.
Yeah.
Yeah. It honestly feels like 100% bigger than the D-Max.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a truck.
Yeah.
A limo.
Maybe it's the suspension and stuff too. It's sitting quite high.
Yeah, it is high.
The vision's great from the front. Another thing I was a little bit concerned about, the tailgate, the height of the tailgate. I hit my head on it the first time we had a look at one. But with the suspension already, I'm clearing it by a country mile, and by the time
we'll show you the difference.
Yeah, by the time we're adding bigger wheels and stuff like that, I'm not going to have any dramas with that, so that's great. Now the tech, the sensors and the beeping and all that kind of stuff, I've read so much stuff about the car being overcomplicated and people getting annoyed by the beeping and the voice assistant thing talks to you and all the rest of it. We haven't had a single noise. No,
but Norbert did turn off the lady that talks to you.
Yeah,
so you can do that in the settings.
Because apparently, otherwise, if you're doing 63 in a 60 zone, it says slow down, you're speeding or whatever. We've not heard that because we've disabled it, and you set it once and that's it forever.
That's it.
The
only other thing was the lane assist.
Yeah,
so that one you have to turn off every time.
Now most of you will know what that is. We didn't really, because we've come from a D-Max that didn't have that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and my car's like 13 years old. Yeah. I don't have any of that tech either.
So that lane assist, it can detect, probably through cameras or something, I don't know, it can detect whether you're in your lane or not, and if you get close to the white line, the electronic steering pulls you back straight, and the idea is if you're nodding off on a long drive or something like that and you're starting to veer off the road, it can correct you. Now we've heard that it's really great tech, but if you're towing a caravan and it makes a sudden adjustment, that you can get your caravan into a bit of a swing. So, and I just don't really need that. I've never had it before. I don't want it. I just want to actually drive the car, it not drive me. So that's something that you've got to turn off. It's just a button on the dash. I've got to turn it off every time I jump into the car. Look, that's a bit annoying, but like before, every time I jumped in the car, I'd take the handbrake off, I'd put the car into drive.
Yeah.
I don't have a handbrake anymore. It's electric and it's automatic. As soon as I come out of park, it comes off.
And you don't have to put the key in the ignition anymore either.
Yeah, you just got the wireless fob thing. So it's just like, I don't have the handbrake anymore. I don't have to put the key in anymore. Instead, I press the lane assist button and it turns it off. So it's just something different.
Engine.
Yeah, push button start. Yeah, it's super flash. Anyway, we'll keep you informed with all the things that we'd want to know about. So we'll tell you how it goes for weight as we go with the build, fuel economy, what sort of economy we're getting driving around, towing, all the rest of it. Yeah. Oil consumption, I know people are going to want to know if it's burning oil or using oil. We'll tell you about that. We'll talk about what sort of money it's cost us to build it. There's no secrets, we're not hiding anything.
Yeah.
If you want specifics about what we're planning to do or who we're using or their contact details, we'll give you all that stuff as we get there.
Yeah, or feel free to message us if you want to know right now. Like, we're more than happy to share with people what we're doing.
Absolutely. There's no secrets, not hiding anything. Just going to build a car and take you along with us.
Yeah. And how nice is the black roof?
I love the black roof, babe.
Yeah. You're going to be in the driveway all afternoon.
Absolutely.
And that'll be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers, guys. We're loving it. Look at the smile. It's wicked. Sorry about my voice.
I know I'm lucky, man, but I don't feel lucky, man. Why can't I feel what I know?
Anyway, we'll keep... I know, my voice.
Your voice.
Anyway.